So we talked about mold being a dangerous toxin, but I think we're surrounded by toxins and chemicals more now than probably any other time in history. How does somebody start to just reduce that load? I think if someone went through and just saw how much was in either the water you're showering in, your cosmetics, your deodorants, all that stuff from a day-to-day basis, how does someone start reducing that contact?
Reducing the content can be overwhelming. I was at a dinner gathering a week ago with people who were experts in lots of different fields. We did a Jeffersonian dinner, so it was like one big conversation to 12 people. It was fascinating. And one of the when I talked a little bit about what I do, which is really helping people to be safe in our more and more toxic world, one of the things that he shared is that a few years ago, when he started becoming more and more aware of how the environmental toxins were affecting him and his family, he got really depressed and overwhelmed. Because it is overwhelming to realize what's happening with our food supply and our homes and all the things that we purchase and buy and how they can actually be making us sick. So I want to be really careful about how I share that information, because even people that are already on that track, when you bring up the topic, can be like, sure, you know, I just can't even deal with it, so just leave me alone, right?
Yeah.
So what I recommend is just taking it one step at a time. And you know, one of the biggest things that we can do is our food. So buying organic food and minimizing the packaging. And so, you know, microwaving food and in plastic is one of the quickest ways to get some of the hormone disruptors into our bodies. So try not to use the microwave, try not to have plastic, and then eating really nutritious food that doesn't have chemicals added to it. And most of us can at least make a little progress towards that every day in our choices, and you know, just what we buy in the grocery store. And even for people that don't really cook, maybe starting to learn how to cook or get an Instapot, because you can just throw everything in there and cook. So once you kind of got some movement there, then I like to take it to, well, what are you putting on your skin and your hair? When you read the labels, if there's a lot of ingredients in there, you don't know what they are, you probably don't want to be putting it on your skin, because things go right in through your skin. So starting to have some awareness of natural products. And now there are some really great companies out there. In the past, you try those products and you were like, oh, I miss my old ones. But now some of the companies done a really great job of having wonderful products. And then the next thing is just to take some step as to what you're breathing in. So we spend a lot of time in our bedroom, hopefully, because prioritizing sleep is super important, trying to get 7 to 8, sometimes 9 hours of sleep. So if you have a really good quality HEPA filter in your room, that can go a long ways. And then to start to think about cleaning products and what are you washing your clothes with? How are you dry cleaning? Even if you don't do the cleaning for yourself, if you have somebody clean, you want them to be using products that won't harm them and that aren't going to continue to have toxins in your environment. And then we can get into the whole, like if you're building a house or remodeling. Right. So, I mean, there's so much to consider, but if we just start with the food and then the skin, and then the nighttime breathing. Oh, and then we need to get to the water. Yeah. So I like to help people to take it a step at a time and not be overwhelmed, because everything that we do is in the positive direction. So just do what you can do today, and then there are lots of things that we have no control over, that we can't influence. So the poor people that have had to deal with the fires, or if they live in a part of the country that has a lot of air pollution, those are things that we can't do anything about.